Hello, my name is Francesco, and today I will talk about Assignment 6, which is cell shading. So I will describe my contribution to the code, I will demonstrate the project running, and then finally I will show the Word document and I will discuss line by line what my code does. So here we have the assignment, and I would say that well, my contribution to the code was mostly focused on implementing the outline effect for the 3D model. I added a small scaling factor to the model, which makes a slightly larger copy of the model appear behind the original one, and that creates like a clean and bold outline. I also integrated as stencil testing to ensure that the outline is only drawn in the right places. So like around the edges of the model, while preserving, you could say, the more proper depth of the scene. And then the last thing I did was I made sure that the outline drawing wouldn't affect other parts of the scene by saving and restoring the transformation state pretty much. And so in this way the model remains unaffected for the following renders. And yeah, it ensures everything looks right, and it has that crisp, like cartoon-like black outline. And yeah, so now I will demonstrate the code running. And while that loads, I will explain line by line what my code does. So yeah, this is our Word document, and the first lines of code that I did were these. So in this first line, flow to outline scale factor equals 1.05f. What I was doing essentially is setting up a variable named outline scale factor with a value of 105, which means that I plan to scale the model to 105% of its original size to create a subtle outline effect. Then moving on to render outline, this line essentially calls a function to handle drawing the outline for the model using the scaling factor. Essentially, it's pretty much telling the program to start the outlining process. Then we move all the way down here, and we have GL push matrix, and I essentially use that to save the current transformation state, so any changes made, like scaling, won't affect other parts of the rendering later on. Then for GL scale, here we scale the entire model up by the factor that we presented before, 105, in every direction, making it slightly larger than before. And this enlarged version is what helps form the outline. Then render model geometry. Essentially, with the model now scaled up, this function actually draws the model's geometry. This is pretty much the step where the outline is effectively created. Then we have pop matrix. This line restores the previous transformation state we saved in push matrix up there, and ensures that the scaling that is applied doesn't carry over to the rest of the scene. Then moving on to stencil, this line over here, it essentially sets the stencil test to only let drawing happen where the stencil value isn't equal to 1. That's just it, not equal to 1. And Essentially, it makes sure that our outline is only drawn in the right spots. Then next one, geo enable, we turn the depth testing back on so that the parts of the model in front will correctly hide those behind it, keeping the 3D scene looking good. So here the model is drawn normally without any scaling over the outline, and this ensures that the outline appears around the edge of the model. And then for this last one, we turn off the stencil mode since we've essentially finished with the outlining process for the frame. And yep, that would be all for my contributions. And now to show how it runs. Okay, now we're gonna run the sorry. Okay. Perfect. And let's go. We got it. Sweet. Here we go. Perfectly rendered. And that would be all for today. Thank you.